Lost, injured, and completely alone, this tiny snow leopard cub was never expected to survive.
Before the storm, life was filled with wonder. Every step was a lesson from its mother.
The mountains were full of surprises.
Nothing felt safer than being close to her.
An entire world waited beyond the peaks. Every challenge made the cub stronger. The mountains were teaching important lessons. Childhood was still untouched by danger. Neither of them knew what was coming. That night, everything was about to change. The storm arrived faster than anyone expected. Every step became harder than the last. For the first time, danger felt real. Then, the cub lost sight of her. The trail home disappeared beneath the snow. For the first time in its life, it was alone. The mountains suddenly felt much larger. The first night alone was the hardest. But survival demanded another step forward. Somewhere beyond the storm, hope was still alive. The voice it followed was gone. Survival was becoming a daily struggle. Every hour alone felt longer than the last. The mountains held dangers beyond the storm. For one more night, shelter was enough. The storm had passed, but the journey had just begun. From above, the world seemed endless. At last, there was something to follow. For the first time, hope felt real. As the cub's movement becomes faster and more energetic, the snow crunches more distinctly. What happened next would change everything. The more it fought, the tighter the trap became. Freedom seemed just beyond reach. Night arrived, but help did not. Somewhere nearby, a mother was still searching. Another day began inside the trap. At that moment, someone unknowingly began following the cub's trail. Even the sky seemed free.
The search had quietly begun.
It had almost stopped believing anyone would come.
What she found next would lead her straight to the cub. After days alone, someone finally found the cub. Fear still stood between them. "It's okay, little one. I'm here to help."
Every movement had to be perfect. The cub was finally running out of strength.
Keep it steady. Cover its eyes. I've got it!
Now came the most dangerous part.
One cut stood between captivity and freedom. The trap was gone, but the fight wasn't over.
For the first time, the cub wasn't alone. Its journey to recovery had begun.
But somewhere in the mountains, a mother was still waiting. For the first time in days, the cub was finally warm. The trap had left painful scars behind.
A bond was beginning to form.
Healing often begins with trust.
The smallest victory brought Inorsus relief.
For the first time, it could finally rest.
Strength was beginning to return.
Meanwhile, the search never ended. A piece of its old self was returning.
But deep inside, it still remembered home.
Each day, the cub grew stronger.
The mountains were calling again.
The injury was no longer holding it back. This is excellent news. The bone density is remarkable. Yes, she's stronger now.
Instincts were returning. A mother's hope had never faded.
Home felt closer than ever.
The cub had learned that not all strangers bring danger.
The next chapter was about to begin.
All right, this is our most viable route from the original finding site to the designated release zone.
Looks good. Let's confirm the coordinates on the tablet.
Confirmed, the release window is clear.
Tomorrow, the cub would finally go home.
After months of recovery, the journey home had begun.
Everything looked familiar. One final decision remained. Freedom felt unfamiliar at first. The mountains remembered their lost child.
Everything they had fought for was finally happening.
Some memories never fade.
Something familiar was in the air.
For the first time, it called for home.
And somewhere beyond the mountains, someone heard it.
For the first time in months, she had a reason to believe. Home still felt just out of reach.
Then it found something impossible to ignore. Every step brought it closer to the truth. She knew her cub was near.
At first, it seemed like a dream.
Then it knew exactly who it was.
Months of searching were about to end.
Against all odds, they found each other again. The long journey home was finally complete. Together again, every step felt different.
Home had been waiting all along. The fear and loneliness were finally fading. The lessons had begun again. From afar, someone was still watching over it.
The cub was becoming what it was always meant to be.
Life was beginning to feel normal again. The tiny cub that nearly disappeared had become a survivor. Sometimes the greatest rescue is simply finding your way home. Would you have given up or kept fighting? Tell us below.